Hello, YouTube. Hello, Periscope. It's Jovi Beauty, and welcome back to the Jovi B Show. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I hope you are all having an amazing day. I did not realize today was July 4th. Today was July 3rd until like 2 hours ago, but we're all fair, it's square, and I'm excited. Before we begin, please don't forget to like this video. Like it now, like it later, just like the video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm Jovi Beauty on all platforms, so please follow, please subscribe, and follow me on my other social media platforms as well. I'm Jovi Beauty on all platforms, so please follow, please subscribe. And so guys, I was reading this article on Twitter. Okay, I was reading one article on Twitter last night about the impact of our economy and where it's going as American citizens, as basically Americans dealing with the whole COVID New World situation, whatever you want to call it, situation we're going through right now. You know, say whatever you want. We are not going back to business as usual, right? So I was reading an article, like I said, about the impact of COVID on the American environment. I have the article pulled up here, so we're gonna read a little excerpt from it in a moment. But then today I woke up and I saw this other article specifically targeting African Americans in general. Well, I don't know if it was specifically targeting African Americans in general, but it was in the New York Times and they used a Black girl in the image. And even though it's basically meant to, it's basically meant for all couples or all people with children, but with them having a Black woman in the image, I was attracted to the article. I thoroughly believe that, this COVID situation might change our culture, our Black family structure for the better. And I just want to talk about that and, talk about that, put y'all onto a few things, do my due diligence, right? Do my due diligence. So at first, let's start with the article that I read yesterday, which was published on the 29th. Okay. All right. Hold up. The article is from Bloomberg. It was published on the 29th. It is entitled Coronavirus Brings American Decline Out in the Open. Now, we've spoke about this on many occasions, basically our society, in my opinion, again, I will say, and I don't say this to sound like an ass or anything. I just say this because I think I need to say this when I have these type of discussions, because I don't want people to think I'm just talking out of my ass sometimes. Okay. I have a degree in international trade. So when all of this stuff was occurring, especially under the orange guy, all of the restrictions, all of the things that him and Middle America were doing to try to make America great again was really, in my opinion, fueling our demise, right? Because you messing with other nations, you doing things, you stealing, even in a COVID situation, you're stealing things from other nations. They're not going to want to fuck with you. We're looked at in a bad light, okay? Before we even get to what we're dealing with here, let's remember, or let's just pay attention to the news and understand that even now, Europe is opening and people from the United States aren't really allowed there no more, okay? They still have to go through 12 to 14, 12 to basically 14 to 21 days of quarantine before you go into their country, right? They don't have these regulations towards other countries because of the way we as American citizens, we as a country, okay, are dealing with the COVID epidemic. If you don't know, I'm in New York City. We were tore up 2 months ago, a month, I don't even know, a month and a half ago, we were tore up. Now our numbers are low, and now numbers in other parts of the country are skyrocketing. I believe I read that yesterday, was it Texas or Florida? I think it was Florida that had 10,000 new cases in a 24-hour period. And it's not going to get any better, because these cities and towns and states are run by people who, in my opinion, don't have the common sense God gave them, and are so racist in general, you know, that they will rather watch their town, city, you know, state, country burn to the ground than, you know, be fair, right? So let's get to this article, guys. Oops, wrong article. Okay. Without fixing, so we already know there are certain things that make, I've had this conversation with you guys before, that allows America to be a third world country, in my opinion. The only reason we aren't labeled one is because we're the United States of America. But those things include infrastructure. Those things which our infrastructure sucks. You know, our streets get done. I don't even know. Our streets are falling apart. Our buildings are falling apart. It takes freaking decades to build anything here. We watched China build a whole hospital in like 8 days, right? And we can't even build a tent in 8 weeks, right? So that's a really big issue. Healthcare and government. Okay. Okay. So when we look at other countries, just in comparison, majority of those countries have free healthcare. It just is what it is. You know, a lot of people out here are getting sick, or, you know, dealing with COVID and not able to go to the hospital because they don't have health insurance, right? They're not able to not go to work, even though they know they're sick because they have to pay bills, because there is no relief from this government. You know, even Canada is giving their citizens $2,000 a month. We aren't getting anything, you know. So all of these things all of these things already implies that we have a developed nation. And if we weren't the United States of America, that's what we would be listed as on the charts. But I thoroughly believe we will be getting there very soon. I wanted to just read like one paragraph that like summed it up. Okay, but the consequences of the U.S. decline they forgot will far outlast coronavirus. With its high housing costs, poor infrastructure and transit, epidemic gun violence, police brutality. They've had police brutality, and they underlined it, okay? And bitter political and racial divisions. The U.S. will be a less appealing place for high-skilled workers to live. That means companies will find other countries in Europe, Asia, and elsewhere a more attractive destination for investment, robbing the U.S. of jobs, depressing wages, and draining away the local spending that power and service economy. That in turn will exacerbate some of the worst trends of U.S. decline. Less tax money means more urban decay, as infrastructure, education, and social welfare programs are forced to make big cuts. Anti-immigration policies will throw away the country's most important source of skilled labor and weaken a university system already under tremendous pressure from state budget cuts. Okay. And since we're here, let's just pop in the other one. Hold up. Let's just pop in the other one. Hold up. Stop screen. Okay. New screen. We're going to pull up the other article that I was referring to. Now, this one. Hey, Sean. Hey, everyone. I see you in there. Hey, hello, Swerve. Hello, Cameron, Cloud, and the Real Kid. How are you? Hey, Jamon. How are you, boo? Yes. Can we get some likes while I give y'all a lesson on economy or whatever the fuck? I don't know. We just have a discussion. See, it's a black girl, which made me think they were talking about black people, black culture. They were talking about everybody, but I care about us, right? So I'm going to put it in terms of us. In the COVID 2019 economy, you can have a kid or a job. You can't have both. Now, this is the New York Times. Okay, this is the New York Times saying this. And I've said from the beginning of this whole pandemic started, when they closed schools, like, I am blessed to be able to say that I work from home, that I don't have a little itty bitty kid, that I'm able to work from home, that I have control of my my shit, that I created this environment for myself. But if I did not, if I could not, like most people cannot, you know, everybody says, you know, start a business, but everyone necessarily can't do that. Everyone isn't a business starter. Okay. You need people who are going to work for other people. It just is what it is. Okay. So our economy is not, our struggle is not an emotional concern. We are not burned out. We are being crushed by an economy that has baffled the clear working parents inessential. Okay. So basically, okay. So let me read a little bit. Last week, I received an email from my school principal. So did I, basically saying, you know, the new guidelines for school. Now, I know the guidelines here for New York City schools. They're crazy, okay? In New York City schools, they're talking about the kids might go into the building every 2 or 3 weeks, something like that, just for a week. You know, like I think they're, you know, they're going to be on a rolling schedule or something like that. And they'll go in a third at a time. Right. So every 3 weeks, you'll be able to send your kid to school and be able to go to work without needing daycare, without needing a babysitter. Let me put you on to something that you may not have known. If you're a parent, you know, daycare is extremely expensive. Okay. Daycare is more expensive than some people earn. Okay. Summer school. Y'all know summer school. Summer school here in New York City run about $500 a week. So just think about daycare. Daycare, you know, just having somebody, if you're not lucky enough to have a parent or, you know, someone who is willing to watch your kid, runs about, if you're lucky, $100 a day. If you're lucky, $100 a day to watch your kid a good 8 hours so you could go to work. Now, unless you're making $500 a day, $500 a week, at least, you're breaking even. You know, you're breaking even. And honestly, the reality is that most people aren't making that money. The reality is most rent here in New York, people can't afford. Okay. Most of the rent is so high that people can't afford. Let's not add childcare expenses that you would need just to be able to go to work. Okay. They're basically saying in this article, that single parent households are going to suffer. Now, I've had this discussion with you guys. Well, do I want to read this? Y'all can read this article on your own, okay? Because I want to go on one. I want to go on one right now, and I don't have time for that. I don't have time to read right now because y'all know me. When I'm ready to spew, I'm ready to spew. Now, we all know this channel is about celebrity gossip, and also about relationships and building a Black family, right? I've spoken extensively on how I think, you know, for our culture to evolve, for us to get past a lot of the situations that we're in, we need to, you know, one of the things we need to deal with is, again, police brutality and all that other shit. One of the other things we need to deal with, there are a couple things, right? But one of the other things we need to deal with is single parent households, right? We need to start, this is my opinion, and you don't have to like it, but we need to start, and I've said this previously, putting more thought and effort into who we have children with, right? Because we're not in a place anymore when you can just have a baby for some nigga you not fucking with like that, right? And be like, it's all right because I can take care of my kid by myself and I'll go to work and you have some newborn to take care of. We're not in those situations no more. Okay, we need to start. And I think this whole COVID situation I think this might actually foster it, okay? Because we're all looking to just evolve Black culture in a better way. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but marriage you know, and building a family and, you know, building a Black family structure is important in that. Okay. I've said plenty of times, a multitude of times, that I believe in a man who provides for your household, right? I believe in being with, marrying, being with, having babies for, you know, a man who is stable, loves the shit out of you, stable, that's two, and someone who can be a provider. Because right now, okay, right now, you are in a bad situation if you are in a relationship with a man and have a child for him and he does not have a provider mentality. Okay, because if he does not have a provider mentality, he's going to still trying to get you to share. You're going to be effed up because you're going to be the one that have to go and find daycare, pay for daycare. You know his fucking bum broke ass ain't, right? You know this. Let's not act like we don't know this. Let's just deal with what the fuck we know. If you dating one of these niggas, you're going to have to go find childcare. You're going to be basically putting more into this shit, you know, into your home, into your relationship, into everything than he is. Say it ain't so. I need anybody to say it ain't so when I'm fucking telling the truth. Jamal said I ain't telling no lies. Okay, so when you're in these situations with these deadbeats, okay, because he cute or he got a big dick or whatever the fuck the case is, that isn't actually beneficial to your growth, right? To your growth, to your children's growth, to a world in COVID, you know, to a world in the world that we living in. It might not sound like something that you want to hear, but it's the reality of the world that we're living in now, and we have to deal with it. Okay, I've said previously so many times I can't even count that I don't believe in having babies for men who cannot provide and take care of you and said family. Because right now, the women who are winning, the women with children and a man in their house who are winning are the men who provide. Are the men who provide, who are still able to get his Black ass up and go out and work while she's able to take care, while she's able to stay home, you know, because now the kids are out of school 2 out of 3 weeks. You know, because summertime is here, and who can afford, you know, not many people can afford just $500 for summer camp or daycare or whatever the case is. Everybody ain't going, you know, and everyone ain't going to be getting those waivers. You remember, you know, them waivers that they give you for, you know, if you get like food stamps, so any sort of aid, you know, some people get waivers. The budget is but so much. And I truly believe those waivers are going to freaking go to the dust very soon. Sooner or later, all of this shit is going to go to the dust very soon, right? And the only women that I see winning in this situation, if you don't have children, and again, this is going to change, and this should change a lot of people's thought process, are the ones who have a man who has enough common sense, is willing, and has enough of a provider mentality to understand that he needs to get his ass out there and make sure shit happen, hella high water, while she's able to stay home and raise these kids. Because one, you can't afford for both of y'all to work. You just can't afford for both of y'all to work. And two, we don't know what's going to happen next week. We honestly don't know what's going to happen next week in, you know, this world, and what's going to happen with your children. It's like that example that I've given y'all plenty of times. I told you I have 2 friends who had, you know, issues when they were delivering their children, right? Well, one had issues during the whole pregnancy, but nonetheless, 2 of these women had to give up what they were doing, give up their careers and everything, just to be able to be home and take care of their kids. I had one friend, it was a while ago, her child passed. But for the 3 years of her child's life, she was in the hospital. Talk about 2 out of 3 weeks. She was in the hospital like 3 weeks out of a month with her child, and she could not go to work anymore. You know, and she had a man that at the time, I didn't know about him too, you know, at the time. Yeah. But he was able to stand the fuck up. Too many men, and we know, get put in these positions and they run. You know, they had 2 kids. Their last kid had something, you know, that occurred and had a really bad health concerns. Like flying to different states for surgeries, like really bad health concerns. And it would not have been done, or she would not have lived as long as she did live if her mother wasn't able to count on her father to be able to do what the fuck he needed to do, whatever the fuck it needed to be done to be able to take care of them while all of this is going on. I have another friend who went through it and is shit kind of still going through it, you know, and she spends a lot of time in the hospital with her children. And that would not work if she did not have someone there. You know, I know, you know, we all love to say, you know, marriage ain't shit and all of this shit, but it really is. It's having a partner. It's not only you know, a legal connection between you two and the kids or whatever. It's being able to say that I have somebody that I can literally lean on, that's not going to disappear the day after tomorrow. Because in reality is you just can't really disappear when you're married. That's really not how things work. You know, a baby daddy can disappear, a boyfriend could disappear, but a husband, not so much. Okay, shout out to Jiggy for the donation. You are thoroughly appreciated. Okay, Mind Over Matter said having children is extremely expensive, and the way these wages are going, the way these jobs are going, the way, you know, it's just the reality of the world that we are in right now is that income is going to go down. These rents and these shits is not going to go down because America is a corporation and it's not really concerned with the well-being of the citizens. If you didn't know that before, just looking at the way other countries deal with their citizens and how America does should tell you what it is. And it's a failure. This country is a failure. My only concern is this country is a failure and the shit might fall. Okay, I'm just saying. My only concern is in this whole thing, it's like, really, fuck the country. How are we as Black Americans and just Black people over here, whether you Caribbeans, Africa, whatever, you know, how are we going to survive this shit without our children starving, being homeless, being in a worse position than we already are as a people in this culture? And my answer to that is connections. We lived so long where, you know, everybody was separate, you know, the people didn't want to get married. We were running to scream we're independent, and that's great and everything. But like when shit hit the fan, like it has these last couple of months, when shit get real, it behooves you, in my opinion, especially when you got 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds and shit, like where the fuck is they daddy? I'm gonna just call a spade and I'm gonna just start calling hoes on this shit. Where they daddy? Are you thinking about the because we are not in a time anymore where you can just say, okay, well, I'm gonna just go and bust my ass at McDonald's, you know, and take care of my kid. You can't afford to go to work at wherever the fuck you working at and taking care of some newborn baby, because you ain't getting no child care, okay? And you ain't getting none of that. So we need to adjust the mindset of some people. People said the Black community fell in the 70s because of welfare reform, right? Pushing the Black man out the household, all of this shit. Now, I do understand, you know, that people need what they need and people gonna get what they get. But right now we're in a world where that shit is, in my opinion, is gonna go away. So we need to go back to what the fuck works. And what works, if you look at these white people, these Asian people, these Indian people, you know, is having 2 people in the home. Is having two people in a home and not just having babies for the shits and giggles of it because a nigga cute. Thank you, Esma. Exactly. Teach them, Jovi. No lie detected. Marriage is a lot more than a piece of paper, and we shouldn't value it because we are Black. Yes, it is way more than a piece of paper. It is structure to your household. Say what you want. You know, just talking about what's going on now about Will and Jada, they have structure to their household. Say what you want about how they raise their kids. At least they raise their kids. At least neither of their children have the daddy issues or the mommy issues, depending on the upbringing. And as a lot of these Black kids out here, they are focused on building a family structure, regardless if they feel like fucking each other right now or not. Okay, so let's go to a little bit of these comments because I just wanted to say that. I wanted to say that when I read that, I was like, this is so on brand for us. Like, we need to have these discussions because, you know, because I need us as Black women, okay, as Black women, because I speak mostly to Black women. I have some Black men here, but I speak mostly to Black women. I need us Black women in general to understand this, and for us older Black women to teach our daughters this, to teach our nieces this, to teach our nephews this. The days of fucking and sucking, having a baby, and, you know, not knowing where the baby daddy is, or him being over there and you being over here, and all that ghetto shit is past. Okay, this is the time where we should be showing value in family, in marriage, in building a community, because literally all we have is each other. Now, if that's in your household with a man and a woman, all y'all got is each other. Your moms and aunties and them, they great, but guess what? They don't want to watch your kids. They don't want to be watching your kids today and tomorrow and the day after and the day after that. That gets tired. You know, your kids ain't gonna like that because it's like grandma raising them. They don't want grandma raising them. They want mommy raising them. You know, all he has is you, and all you have is him. When we just get down to the nitty gritty of it, we've been locked in our house for about 3-4 months. I don't even know. And all you had at that time when nobody could go over and see grandma, because, you know, you don't want to get grandma sick, is each other, right? And as a culture, all we have as Black people is our motherfucking selves. So in that, I'm going to use my platform to put y'all on and let y'all know that this will either make us or break us. Okay? Because a million initiatives, because they could defund the police, they could do a whole bunch of shit. But if there are no family structure, if we do not push 2-family households and marriage and men manning the fuck up, okay, and being able to stand in a time of need, because this is a fucking time of need, and we just started this shit. We got like a year and a half left to go before this shit evaporates somewhere. That's just how pandemics apparently work on this planet. Okay, unless the governments do some wild shit, mutate the shit, and then the shit here for the next 10 years. But let's just hope for the best. But in this case, we're all we got. So somebody need to tell y'all, and I'm here. Hi, it's me. Where are we now? Jamon said, job, Joe Silver broke, designed to keep you surviving. Yes, these jobs and what they're paying us is designed to keep you always a struggle. Always a struggle. And it's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse. These people, I was reading an article and they were even talking about our interest rates for our housing for mortgage rates, even buying a home, and the ridiculous amount of interest rates that we pay here, we think is normal, but like Australia pay like 2% regularly. This is the average. 2%. You can't even get 2% interest rate on a freaking mortgage with an 800 and change credit score. Like, this shit tells you this country is shit. And it will never get better, because if the choice is to get better and everything fair for everybody, they will burn this hole to the ground before they allow that to happen. That's just the reality of it. And while they burning it to the ground, you still need to make sure that your child can eat and shit. That you have somebody there that could provide for you and protect you if shit go awry. Thank you, Swerve. Swerve say he'll take care of me and the baby child. I don't know what baby, but okay. Hey, the sweetest girl. She says, "Speak. I told the police I'm not talking to who don't make a man. I'm not talking to a man who don't make 100K a year. That's my standards now. Speak it into existence." And honestly, I'm mad. I be mad as hell when I see people trying to belittle women. Well, I be mad as hell when we have women that come up on here and, they push that whole marriage ain't shit thing. And, oh, I would like to work and make money. And not to say, because I like to make money too, but I don't need a man sort of mentality. It implies that you weren't raised with one. It implies that you don't see the benefit in having not just any old man. That's the problem. Not just any old man, but a man that's about his business and about his fucking family. Because if you don't see the benefit in that implies that you didn't have it and you can't comprehend it. And the only person I was going to say the only people who are going to suffer is your children, but you're going to suffer too. Okay? Believe in your worth. Us as Black women, we are worth so much. Y'all see my beautiful dress today? Me and my feminine ways. Let me show you my pretty dress. I was going to get it in a smaller size, but I didn't want it to be too big or too small on me, especially since I'm losing some weight. But yeah, I really can't stand when people try to put us in this whole male situations. I hate when people say, but you're strong. But why? Because I'm a strong Black woman, aka I'm a fucking work mule. No, I'm not. And none of us should be. That is why half of us is fucking crazy now and got freaking issues, because we had to be something that wasn't meant for us to be. And we just don't want to be it. And it's okay. And this is the time to say, listen, buddy, I'm resting in my feminine. Okay. Now you can either get with it or you can be gone. Make a decision. Tutu said, this is the time that you and your friends who you can trust, but can you really trust people? I don't know. To rotate taking care of each other kids. This shit crazy. But again, that is true, Tutu. Pamela, I hate saying your name. Every time you change the name, I'll be like, what? That is true. This is the time to be able to do that. But again, especially for our young ladies who watch this now, are going to watch this in the future, if you just make better decisions on who you allow to impregnate you, you wouldn't have to do all of this. You wouldn't have to do all of this. Mindset, plus some men will want regular sex while you're dealing with a sick child and all the other pampering. It's like you don't realize the pressure you are dealing with as a woman. Well, that's why I do say a man worth having, not just any old man, a man worth having. How do you want regular sick sex when your kid is in a hospital and your wife is in a hospital 3 times? Like, who are you dating? Who are you dating? What the fuck is he gonna do? He gonna try to come up to the hospital and bend you over in the bathroom? Like who? Like this is the mentality. I need to understand who the fuck are you dating? That this is the mentality that he have. He mad because his kid, y'all kid is in a fucking hospital, and he mad at you because you can't go to work no more. He mad because you can't suck his peens when he needs you to, because you have kids to take care of, and one of them happen to be in the daggone hospital all the time. This is what I mean when I say like just making better decisions. Mine says, I told my friend to marry the ugly rich guy 2 years ago. She listened, and now she is comfortable during the corona, not worried about bills. Listen, I'm not saying he has to be ugly, like butt ugly, but I'm saying a lot of people, women, sometimes low value women, I'm gonna just put it out there, low value women pick men based off of things that men pick women off for, which is normally, you know, looks. Because men pick you off of looks, you know, they care about that, and they should, because men are visual creatures, over, you know, how you take care of the home. I've had women, you know, say, oh, and he washed dishes, oh, and he cooked for me. Bitch, you could cook for yourself. He cooked for me when you know, he cooked for you and brought you, and you walked home to some meal, you know, he ordered food, or he cooked some bullshit, some box macaroni and cheese kind of bullshit for you that you could have made your damn self and actually made it better, you know, if you wouldn't have had to been at work 12 hours a fucking day. And then come home and take care of these kids, and he think he's so fucking special because he worked 8 hours a day. Can you imagine? Can you imagine, y'all? Can you imagine? I read articles on men talking about they can't, especially when the COVID hit, and they, let's say their wife was still at work, their wife had to quit because they couldn't deal with taking care of the kid and doing what they were supposed to do. And that's just the reality of some men. My question is, okay, if you want me to quit my job, I saw one woman, she had a business and she quit. And in my head, I'm like, he better make so much money, or else you're going to be living in a struggle. I always say, you don't base your household, everything on what the woman makes, because anything could fucking happen. Anything can happen to a woman especially when it involves children. Just not being in school can be an issue. Pregnancy. You don't want to be like that girl who was working with twins. Remember, she was working with twins, still cleaning the house, had a full-time job, was in school full-time, all of this crazy shit. And all her bum ass nigga did was work a regular old 9 to 5, talking about she don't want to feel like a burden. A burden? His ass was the fucking burden in that situation. But too many of us Black women feel like we have to deal with all of this. Like we don't have no value. You are valuable, bitch. Even though I called you a bitch, you is valuable, and you need to comprehend that and stop. You don't need to just be having babies for a nigga because he cute. Can he provide for them? We need our criterias to change, as in general, but especially in the world that we live in right now. Yes, all donations are greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. You can donate on Super Chat, CashAPP, PayPal, all that good stuff. I'm Jovi Beauty on all of that. First Lady said, I am proud of my kids 23 and 20. No kids 23, and my girl 20 is the boy, but I also kept it real with them all as well. Listen, you got to do what you got to do, but at least your kids is old enough now. Now these little girls out here, even shit, not even little girls. I got an 11-year-old. I don't want to have to be in a position where I have to. But again, I thought of that. I knew that before I even had kids, that I was not going to be. I needed to be able to be there for my kid when they needed me. My kids, I thought I would have had more, when they needed me, be able to be the soccer mom and the PTA mom and all of this stupid shit, and that's just, and that doesn't even fucking encompass a situation like COVID. I need to be, right now I'm working on getting a car so I can drive her ass to school. How many people, the reality is that, the reality is a lot of people don't have those benefits to be able to say that, to be able to be like, okay, well, I'm about to do this. I could work from home. I got my own shit. I'm on here with y'all with YouTube. I got these other things going on, but I got my own shit and I do it right from here. And she could be in the back there. She could be over here. She could be doing whatever. And I don't have to leave my house to and be away from my kid to be able to do what I do. Everybody doesn't have those options. And everybody doesn't have an 11-year-old. This kid's with 4 and if she was 4 and 5, shit, listen, she takes up so much of my time. She takes up a lot of my time. Okay, a lot of my, especially since she ain't been in school. It takes up a lot of my time. A lot of time. That's just what it is. They're your kids. It's a lot of fucking time and effort you got to put in. Okay. And that doesn't even include 2 out of 3 weeks of school. It's crazy. Hello, everyone. Hello, Darlene. Hello, Lola. She says it's easier to rent and buy than to buy a house. Girl. And when they said that, just looking at like interest rates, like, wow. Just things that we're here and it's just normal to us, but other countries look at us like, what? Like we are the lowest on the totem pole when it comes to developed nations. We are literally, no one is lower than us. I can't think of anybody who's lower than us. You could say Mexico, but I think not. I don't think so. Y'all want to build walls and shit, but I keep telling y'all, them walls is to keep our asses in, not to keep them out. Thank you, Jiggy. Yes, girl, I got it from Nordstrom's. I got me a couple dresses. I was thinking of doing a what do you call it? No, not an unboxing. Y'all know what I meant. A try-on haul. It is comfy. Hello, Reese. Hi, Reese. How you doing? Hey, guys. So again, I just want to say this really quickly. We're going to try to get back to at least some sort of regular scheduled program next week. We're going to be bringing back the podcast and everything next week. I have an interview lined up. I'm trying to do interviews on our podcast from now on. So again, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me on all my channels so you'll know exactly what's going on. Hit the notification button so you know exactly what's going on. I will be interviewing a female rapper next week. Okay, I actually know her, so that's how it was so easy for me to do it. But I will be interviewing one of the dopest chicks I know. Okay, exquisite all the time, but she's from a different culture. She's Black, but she's Muslim now. So I wanted to just have these conversations. We have so much division between us. As Black people in general, we have issues with the Caribbeans and the Black Americans and the Africans and the Muslims and the fucking I don't know, but we're all the fucking same. So I just wanted to try to bring it together, bring some new but similar points of views, so we can see the dope shit in other cultures as well. Okay, so be prepared for that. That'll be probably next week, Wednesday. Okay. She said, nah, I can't really. Who can't trust? Who you can't trust, Reese? She said, I can't really trust. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm not trust. I have family and no shade. But just know, because it's never who you think it is. You know what I'm saying? It's never who you think it is. You'll think it'd be this one who but it's never who you think it is. And I don't trust nobody that much. I don't trust nobody that much. I remember even when I was putting my daughter in the daycare for the first time, I couldn't even do it. I'm like that. But again, that's how y'all know this is me. My daughter did not go into daycare officially, not going to daycare until she was 3 years old. She was 3 years old. Why? Because I don't believe in putting my 6-week-old is for somebody else to take care of. I don't care. This is how things happen. I really feel like that. I really feel like we need to make these better choices because this is how shit happens to our fucking children. And you're gonna say, oh, the daycare lady man, or the daycare lady husband, or the daycare lady son touch up your child. What you gonna say? Yeah, he gonna go to jail. But you know what? Guess what? Your kid is already abused. There's no taking that away. There's no coming back from that. Okay? All the therapy in the world. I'm sorry. But I don't really see too much people come back from that the way that they, that shit has a long-term effect. So I'd rather be the one to take care of my fucking kid. And when I don't, it's my mama, it's my daddy, okay? And it's my brother. Because I know my brother. Because me and this nigga shared a crib together. I know this nigga. But even my other little brothers, I don't. Because not even like them, like, what about their friends? There was a time, my little brother, my daughter was in Atlanta, my mama was somewhere, and my little brother had my daughter. And he went to his friend's house. And he was trying to smoke bud. And he left her in a car. He left her in a car because the house was full with niggas and they were smoking weed. And the thing is, I appreciate him not trying to take my kid into, because I can't even understand that. Y'all know when y'all go in people's house and there's some random kid just laying there. Like, how do you do that? This is your child. This is how shit happens. Okay? But anyway, I appreciate that. But I still had to tell it. I mean, when I tell you I ripped his fucking ass a new one. My daughter called. She was asleep and she had woken up in the car and she was probably like 7, maybe, I don't know, 8, but she had a phone and she called me like, Uncle Didi, let me in the car. When I say I spazzed so hard, because again, just like you smoking, you on a porch, you might go in a house or some shit, you don't know what nigga is passing and see this little girl sleep in the backseat of the car with the window open, so she can get some air. And you just sitting up there, but you're not looking at what the fuck is happening right here. You could go run inside to the bathroom. You could go run inside to throw out some guts or some shit. I don't know. And anything could fucking happen. Just now. Lola says she worked at a school where 70% of the kids were molested. See? Just know. These are the things that we have to really think about. And I'm not blaming mothers, for motherfuckers molesting their kids at all. Ever will I do that. I will never do that. I'm just saying, let's not put our children in these positions. Because we don't know who the molester until the fucking molestation happened. Unless the shit been happening. People love to keep their mouth shut on that. But we don't know what happens until after it happens. Majority of the time. And by then it's too late. I'm more of a, let me raise my kid and marry suitably. She said, definitely marry that nerve. I tell y'all all the time, marry the man who can provide. If he cannot provide, he is not worth a ring. He is not worth a nigga who can't provide ain't even worth getting his dick sucked. He's not. He's not worth not bitching at all the time. He's not none of that. All the shit that, men complain about women, oh, we nagging, we this, we that. If we had a man who was a provider and took care of shit, 80% of them shits we bitch about wouldn't even be on the table no more. Think about that. 80% of the shit he complained about us doing and complaining about wouldn't even be an option if we had a man who was handling BI. Hey, Sean Boo. Courtney said, I got a 9, 6, and a 3-year-old handful, not to mention the husband, but he been a blessing these last. Girl, hold it down. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and donate. Donations are greatly appreciated. She said, looking forward to the interview. Me too. I was just like, girl, you need to let me interview you, child. And she was like, okay. And I was like, oh, shit. So we go interview next week. I have a list of people already that I'm trying to interview. So again, we're trying to get this back up to regular scheduled program. So owning a home is a future investment. She said I would have flipped out. Hey, Paul, how are you doing, boo? How are you? Yeah, we're on 50 minutes. So, okay. Darnell said I was a childcare worker and it's more abuse than sexual abuse. There's physical and mental. Don't fall into the okie dokie about how that facility looks. I'm telling you, beat on your kid. Because it's more, like he just said, it's more than just sexual abuse, like beating on your kid. My child's daycare tried to put her in special ed, y'all. My kid, the kid that's going to prep school, the kid who is valedictorian since kindergarten, they tried to put her in special ed because they couldn't comprehend why a kid who's never been in school before or around other kids before couldn't comprehend that she had to sit down or like get online for a school bus. She didn't know what was going on. Give her opportunity, because people just expect our kids to be, you know what they said, like the prison to the school to prison pipeline. They really expect our kids to be in school from 6 weeks on, being indoctrinated into your police culture, into being where these schools are more about checking your kid than educating your kid. No, not mine's. I got one. If I ever have any more, I'll do the same then. Our bitch ain't working for, well, I don't work for other people anyway. But no, absolutely not. I will take care of my kid the way I took care of this one. And that's just what it is. I don't need to pawn you off to grandma or to the daycare lady or to anybody. Where are we? She said, I'm thankful my kids' daycare were home family daycare, but they still did not go until about 2.5. I'm afraid of those family daycares, like in a house with bedrooms and shit. I'm afraid of that. I almost tried that once. I couldn't do it. I need a big ass facility where shit is recorded. Like my homegirl, who we're meeting up tomorrow because her daughter just graduated from pre-K, the same school that my daughter went to, the same school that tried to put my kid in. Anyway, but it's a very good school here in New York City. It's owned by 2 Black Howard professors. So the curriculum, was good. So, but a facility with video cameras, like homes freak me out because I just think of, who's gonna put video cameras throughout their entire house? Nah, people come to people's homes. Your cousin might come to your house and you got kids there. My kid gonna be there and your cousin a perv. You don't know your cousin a perv, but your cousin a perv. And my kid there and just, nah. Mm-mm. But that's me. That's just me. Oh! Okay, LaRon. Okay. Because I saw that name a couple days ago, and I said, "Ain't that LaRon's business?" And I said, "I think you might have left a comment." And I was like, "Somebody even stole LaRon's shit," but it was you. Okay. She said, "I got kicked out of daycare because they were stealing my food that my mom packed and was giving it to a white kid who would have come with nothing." Yeah, no, I'm good. She says 6 weeks. No, I took 18 months off and my family helped. 6 weeks. I remember when I took her to daycare, they had to send the newborn. I was freaked out. I ain't gonna hold you. I was freaked out when I saw these kids coming in at 6 weeks. When I used to drop her off for her little tots, which is 3-year-olds, and the little babies coming in, they mamas still poom ain't healed yet, but you dropping the fucking kid off. I can't. I cannot. Okay? I just can't. I have so much admiration for the women who have to, and they do what they need to do. But shit. She said they the worst behind closed doors. They all the worst. That's why I don't want my kid going. They had cameras because their business is legit. They had certificates and operated like a big facility. Okay, so when I say thankfully, I am thankful. Okay, she could not ever get a loan for a building. Shit. And I also understand that it just so happens that my daycare was owned by 2 Howard professors who didn't take no loan, who were able to pull that shit together and pay, and everybody isn't, especially us Black people. We aren't able to get these loans to open up these businesses. I get that 100%. I'm just weary of your cousin, bro. Just give it a buck. Anyway, I think I said everything that I had to say. It's 56 minutes, but yeah, so listen, guys, I understand that a lot of us were raised, to take care of yourself. You can't depend on nobody, which in reality, I guess you can't, but you should put yourself and your children in a position to be able to. You should make all the necessary arrangements, I'm going to use that word, to make sure that you have a successful life, that you have a fulfilling life, okay? And trying to struggle to run back to your fucking Target job or what the fuck, I don't know. Even, I don't know, bitch. I don't know. Whatever fucking job. Bitch, you a doctor. I don't know. Trying to run to do that and go get a kid and do all of this shit and do all of this and pay extraordinary daycares and, not have a companion to go through all of this shit work with is not the move, especially in this new world that we're living in. Okay? Thank you. Courtney said it was a great discussion. She said it was aunties, not the young cousins. Aunties too. Them old bitches perverted. Anyway, I appreciate you. And as always, I love you too, Swerve. I be seeing you. Stop. And as always, I hope you live your life like it's golden, because there's no other way to live it.